Good day to everyone. This is our group and it is composed of Jose Gabriel Artisada, Nathaniel Asilo, LJS Maris, and Russell Namoro. We will be discussing flowcharts. A flowchart is a schematic representation of an algorithm, a process, or a program. It is a graphical representation of steps which originated from computer science as a tool for representing algorithms and programming logic, but had extended use in all other kinds of processes. Nowadays, flowcharts play an extremely important role in displaying information and assisting reasoning. They help us visualize complex processes or make explicit the structure of problems and tasks. A flowchart can also be used to define a process or a project to be implemented. Aside from algorithm and pseudocode, programmers may also use flowchart as another tool in designing a solution to a problem. It is used in designing and documenting programs and processes and provides a visual representation of the steps to be followed. Since it is easier to grasp relationship in a visual form than in a verbal description, flowcharts can prevent the omission of steps in a process. Moreover, you will be able to create flowcharts to solve problems systematically and logically.
Flowchart symbols. Flowchart symbols can show the flow and logic between ideas and concepts. Some symbols are used in writing, some in print, and some in advertising. Flowcharts can be used in the following context: to depict the process a company follows to create its product, to provide information about the history of a company, to explain the organizational structure, and to outline the main steps of an activity. Next slide. So we have basic flowchart symbols. The first is terminal. It indicates the beginning or end of a flowchart. Next is preparation. A preparation step used to assign initial values. Next is input and output. Data are to be read into the computer memory from an input device, or data are to be passed from the memory to an output device. Indicates the process of inputting or outputting external data. Next is process. Indicates a step or action to be performed, such as computational task or an event. Next is decision. Shows a step that decides the next step in a process. This is commonly a yes or no or true or false question. Two alternative execution paths are possible. The path to be followed is selected during the execution by testing whether or not the condition specified within the outline is fulfilled. Next is flow line. It shows the direction of the process. Each flow line connects two blocks. An arrow coming from one symbol and ending at another symbol represents that control passes to the symbol the arrow points to. Next is on-page connector. Pairs of an on-page connector are used to replace long lines on a flowchart page. It is used to show a jump from one point in the process flow to another. It connects two or more parts of a flowchart which are on the same page. Lastly is off-page connector. An off-page connector is used when the target is on another page. The use of this symbol makes it possible to separate a flowchart into pages.
The next is the applications. For our terminal, we have start, the arrow called flow line. It indicates the next step to be performed. Next in our process, we have edit video. In our decision, if we ask if our video is 2 gigabit less or more. If if more, we're going to process which is edit video to make our video 2 gigabyte less. Then proceed in another process which is the click to upload. If our video is less 2 gigabyte, then it's ready to upload. We have decision again that as if you already have an account, and if none, we are going to process which is to sign up. After signing up, or if you already have an account, you're just going to another process which is to upload the video. And the last is terminal, which is then the figure illustrates how to upload the video. If the file size is smaller than 2 gigabyte, then the user may upload it provided that he or she has an account. However, if the file size is bigger than or equal to 2 gigabyte, the uploader needs to edit the video. The flow line from the decision box smaller than 2 gigabyte that goes back to the process indicates a loop. It means that the process will be repeated as long as the required file size is not yet achieved. Step which denote actions: edit video, click to upload, sign up, upload the video are processes, while yes or no questions inside the decision symbol denotes a condition.
In this slide, I'm going to discuss the summary of our presentation. Flowchart is a systematic representation of an algorithm, a process, or a program. The basic flowchart symbols are terminal, which is which indicate the beginning or end of a flowchart. Preparation, which is used for preparation steps such as assigning initial values. Input and output, in which data are to be read into the computer memory from an input device, or data are to be passed from the memory to an output device. Process, which indicates a step or action to be performed, such as computational task or an event. Excuse me. Decision, which shows a step that decides the next step in a process. Flow line shows the direction of the process and should not cross each other. On-page connector, which connect two or more parts of a flowchart on the same page and are referenced using number. On off-page connector is used when the target is on another page and are referenced using alphabets. Flowchart can have only one start and one stop symbol. General flow of processes is top to bottom or left to right. And that's all for the summary of our presentation. Thank you for listening.